Okay, let's talk about the summary of data, or we can say descriptive analysis. So this is my data containing 2 variables and 20 observations with each variable. Let's start with the summary of our data. So for summary, we have to install some packages first. I will install a package for summary, tidyverse. Don't forget to put commas. Let's save it in our library. Another package that we have to install for summary is install packages, summary tools, and just save it in your library. Here it is installing. So let's start from the basic one, that is the average of your data, and for average we calculate mean. So mean of my data, that is the data file name is data, and for variable selection put a $sign and select your variable name, that is x. Like I have 2 variables in my data file, x and y, and I am going to calculate the mean of variable x. So what is the mean of variable x? It is 64.3. Likewise, you can calculate median of data variable, for example y. So here 66.5. Now let's move forward for variance of our data, that is basically the variability around the mean. So variance is variability of variable x, that is 197.69, right? And we can also calculate the standard deviation, that is again data file name, $sign, your variable name, and just run, and here it is 14.06, the standard deviation of your data. If I want to see the range of my data, for example, if these are the marks of the students in a class, so what is the range, what is the minimum and the maximum of these grades? So for that I can calculate the range of the series x. So the minimum grades are 44 and the maximum are 90 out of, for example, 100. So the range is telling me the minima or the maxima of my data. Now let's move forward toward the skewness, that is the measure of symmetry in the data. So for skewness we have to install another package, that is install.packages. The name of package is E1071. So it is installing, like side by side we have to install, and library E1071 and run. Now we can calculate skewness. Select the data and variable name and just run it. Here the value of skewness is 0.20. It is positively skewed. Likewise, we can calculate kurtosis, that is the calculation of peakness of data, whether the distribution is peaked or flatter. So data and the variable name, here the value is minus 1.13. Remember, we have the criteria that kurtosis can be equal to, less than, or greater than 3. So here it is less than 3, means it is platykurtic, and or we can say short tail distribution. Likewise, we can calculate the quartiles or quantile distributions. So what is quantile? Quantile means that sample is divided into different equal parts. For example, quartile distribution distribute data into 4 equal parts, 25% in each part. So let's suppose we want to calculate quantile for variable x, capital X. So I want to calculate 0.75 means third quartile. So it is at 75%, it's 71.75, and we can also call it 75th percentile. As you people know, in percentile we divide data into 100 equal parts, and in decile we divide data into 10 equal parts. So it is also 75th percentile. If I calculate 0.50 quantile, so it would be the median of my data, right? So next we can calculate interquartile range IQR for the command, and select the data, then variable name, and here is the value of quartile range. So let's sum up all this with a simple command summary of my data, that is my file name. So here it is. I have two series X and Y, and this is the summary of my data. It is minimum value for X as well as minimum value of series Y. The first quartile, first quartile for Y, first quartile for X, median, mean, third quartile, and the maximum value that we have calculated during the range command, that our minimum was 44 and the maximum was 90. Likewise here in summary statistic we have all the picture of our data.